But this isn't Hollywood, and this is not your typical movie set. That's all because one Texas rancher had a vision to build a replica of the most iconic structure in Texas history right here on his land. I want you to take a look on this side of me. This is actually Davidson's Creek, and let me just say that one more time. Creek. This looks like a river out here. Santa Fe ISD police officer who's being called a hero tonight. Now, he was the first officer to engage the shooter and was shot trying to protect those students. Now, at first, the Facebook page was created as a distraction for children affected by Hurricane Harvey. But the pages kept turning, the story got longer, and turned into so much more. Somebody just actually stopped to tell me if I hang around here a few more minutes, I'm bound to see an accident. But instead, two Texas A&M students took to social media to show that the lost and found is more than just a box. Now, the first responders are definitely the heroes today after wading in almost waist-deep water to get one of those horses out. And I can tell you, we were out here today and the rain is pounding. Blaming all of my roots, I showed up in boots, just like all the people out here tonight. We're here at opening night for Rodeo Houston. In this small Texas town of just 90 people, two sisters had the idea to take someone's trash and turn it into someone's treasure. Tonight, I'm Vanessa Croix. College Station ISD School Board called a special meeting this afternoon to discuss and clarify zoning changes made in mid-April. And it's a house where 4 students live with a few extra roommates. And one of those extra roommates is quite a celebrity in Aggieland. The end of the deadly siege at the Branch Davidian religious sect led by David Koresh outside of Waco. And I'm Vanessa Croix. Now, one of the victims took to Facebook in hopes of finding the crooks that ran off with $50,000 worth of his equipment. Now, he told me today the thefts have greatly impacted his business. All right, so don't cancel your plans.
Yeah, and the other night I didn't want to talk about you either.
You don't want to talk to me?
I mean, no, I didn't want to, never,
What's going on tonight?
I'm just going to be quiet.
Well, Carrie, a Grimes County investigator told me today this is the worst case of animal cruelty he's seen in his 20 years of working in law enforcement. Now, you can see the property behind me. It's off Highway 30 near Carlos. That's where the Houston Humane Society has been out here most of the day, seizing at least 200 small dogs and dozens of miniature horses. And they were found in just horrible conditions. Now, this all started yesterday when an anonymous tip led investigators to the house off Highway 30 in Carlos. A seizure warrant was issued today to confiscate those animals. Now, we weren't allowed to take our cameras inside the house, but you can see from the pictures given to us by investigators, these animals were living in just deplorable conditions. Authorities found small dogs living in horse trailers, multiple outside buildings, and a minivan. The Houston Humane Society got out here around noon today, and we're told they'll be out here until they get all the animals off the property. No word yet on the health of those animals. We do know a vet has been here on site as well. They also found one dead horse and a few dead carcasses out here on the property. Now, investigators just confirmed to us that the final count of small dogs is 242, with at least 50 miniature horses out here as well. Now, we do know that one woman lives here by herself, but she hasn't been arrested. She hasn't even been charged yet. Investigators say it'll take a few more days to finish the investigation before they take the case to the DA. And, you know, Carrie, I think it's just worth mentioning, this is the second extreme case of animal cruelty we've seen in our area in the last week. For now, in Grimes County, Vanessa Croix, sending it back to you, Carrie. It's bike night at the Ranch Harley-Davidson, where Harley owners get together to mingle and talk shop. And they all agree on one thing.
When I bought my first Harley in 2001, I said I'll never have nothing else.
Remaining loyal to the iconic American brand. And the owner of the Ranch Harley-Davidson said, don't believe everything you're hearing, even from the White House.
It's heartbreaking that there's so much misinformation, and instead of trying to find the truth, you just assume the worst.
Harley-Davidson announced this week they'll be moving some of its manufacturing to Europe, their second largest market, cutting costs to avoid the 25% increase in European tariffs. But according to Gibson, it wouldn't affect American production.
That no motorcycle would ever be manufactured somewhere else and shipped back to this country.
This after word that the company is planning to close another American facility. But Gibson said they have it all wrong.
Kansas City has been in the making to be closed for 5 years. Harley-Davidson Motor Company has 2 facilities, Kansas City and York. Both of them were operating at half production, so they made a business decision 5 years ago to combine those two facilities.
And a process they've done for years, bikes are sent in pieces and reassembled in places all over the world, cutting costs for the company and customers, not cutting American jobs.
Thank you for calling the Ranch Harley. They've sent home with a forever warranty. We're still going to be building our motorcycles here, and that's what we want. We definitely want American-made motorcycles here in our country.
In fact, that move could help local dealers sell more motorcycles in the U.S.
Then I think that we may get more motorcycles to sell locally, and we need more motorcycles to sell locally. We have a lot of people that have a passion for this brand, and we want them to love life the way we do.
And all those devoted Harley fans will remain true to the iconic brand.
Once you buy a Harley, you're part of the family, and that's it.
But it's the person behind the pits that really put Snows on the map. She's the queen of barbecue. Spend any time with Tootsie Tominence and you'll see she puts her heart into everything she does.
And I started at this campus, and I mean, it's just my favorite.
Like her job working 5 days a week at Giddings ISD.
And I take a lot of pride in my work here.
And at 83 years old, she's still going strong.
I just got energy, a lot of energy.
Miss Tootsie is pretty well known across town.
The kiddos will come up to me and say, "You're a celebrity."
And it's not because of her work here that's brought her all the fame. It's when she's fanning the flames of her other passion.
I'm very fond of our barbecue.
Over the pits.
I enjoy being around people. I like to see a nice product to make people happy.
Miss Tootsie is the pit master at Snow's Barbecue in Lexington. It's a mecca for meat lovers. Fans and first-timers line up before dawn every Saturday, and people travel from all over to get there.
Booked another trip from San Francisco just for this.
Just to get a bite of the best.
The jalapeno cheddar. Oh.
Not once, but twice, Snow's Barbecue has earned the top coveted spot at Texas Monthly's list of best barbecue joints. And all those accolades have brought this tiny town of Lexington, Texas into the spotlight as a destination for barbecue lovers. But it's not just about that menagerie of meat. They come to see the grand dame of pitmasters.
Seeing Miss Tootsie is one of the reasons I came.
Tootie, come take a picture with this guy right quick.
The queen of barbecue. Miss Tootsie ran a meat market in town for 20 years before she got started at Snow's.
And we also had barbecue just on Saturdays.
And promised her loyal customers she'd one day continue that tradition.
Now I've committed myself, and I'm a person that don't go back on my word.
So when Kerry Bexley had the idea to open Snow's 15 years ago, he talked Miss Tootsie into being the first lady of the pits. And so that Saturday tradition will live on.
Where was 91 at?
And those people that line up before dawn?
I mean, a lot of them, that's part of their experience, is waiting in a line with a big group of people and having drinks and visiting and meeting new people.
Are family by the time they leave. And for the star pitmaster, who's become quite a celebrity.
There's not many today that can keep up with her. At 83 years old, she's inspiring to keep your gears on.
Is still just the same small-town girl from Lexington, Texas.
I was raised up on the farm, and I appreciate anything that comes my way.
Humbled.
It's through God's help that I've achieved this great success.
And thankful for the opportunity to serve others.
I love all my people.
And spend one day a week perfecting her craft for as long as she can.
I lost my husband in December of 15, my son in March of 16, but God's given me the strength and the courage to carry on, and I'm happy. People around me, my barbecue family, my personal family, my school family, have kept me going, and I thank God's people for being with me.